Welcome back to another episode of Evolve and Prosper, where we bring you real stories of real pain and real healing and what it takes to overcome these challenges that we're met with in life. And today, our guest is Billy, and we're excited to get into his story and his testimony. Before then, we have a sponsor of the show, and it is the Godfather Foundation. And the Godfather Foundation was created to break the cycle. They want to empower parents and families by providing them with the tools and resources they need to be successful in recovery. They offer case management, peer support, educational classes such as budgeting, credit repair, parenting, job referral, application assistance, cooking, and fentanyl awareness. They are very excited to start this new journey. I Am Not Okay meetings in January. They will be holding these meetings every day. It's okay not to be okay, and you are not alone. These meetings are for anyone in the community that would like some extra support in their lives. They encourage participation from other groups. It is not a class meant to replace weekly groups, therapy, or any medical advice. They are here to provide extra support on those bad days, and they're here to remind you that it's all going to be all right. And we are very grateful to have them come on to be a part of this journey with us. And like I said at the beginning, our guest today is Billy, and we are grateful for him to carve out some time for us in his busy, hectic schedule, because he's out here grinding and he's out here doing what it takes to better his life and to better those around him. So how you doing today?
Man, I'm truly blessed for real,
That's
bro.
good.
It's been about 1 week away from being out for 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah,
Oh wow!
not a lot of time.
Congratulations.
Yeah. In that time, I've already got my business back open. I've got my CDL. I just
Yeah.
graduated with that last week. It's go time.
Yeah, you
know
came
what I
out with a
mean?
plan.
Oh, more than a plan. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I kind of had that going before it all occurred.
Hmm.
But life can throw some curveballs at you, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not prepared for them mentally, even emotionally, spiritually, like in every aspect, you're gonna fumble,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
You gotta be on top of it.
yeah, on top of it.
Well, and especially coming out, and we can get into that, coming out of prison.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's easy to be in there and come up with all these plans and all these ideas, and you're motivated. But the second you walk out them doors,
Life hits.
life hits, and it's almost like it's still on your mind. But again, life hits, and it's easy to deter from the plan and
Oh, without a doubt.
everything you had in place.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so that's really dope that you're doing it.
Yeah.
Not
Thank you.
just you're being about it, not just talking about it.
Man, that's the only way I've been, right? My whole life. This is my city, right? Ogden is my city, and I'm not here to glorify my past life, right? But
Yeah.
I come from one, and I come from a rough one. And people in this city, they know me.
Mhm.
But what I learned in life, so I got jumped into a gang when I was 11 years old. Didn't know no better. Dad went to prison at 10, right? So the streets became my life, and there I was doing what I had to do to survive, and it just graduated from more and more,
Progressed.
yeah,
Yeah.
to more and more problems, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was the oldest of 6 kids, so I still had a lot of little eyes watching me, and so and I still wanted to try to be a good brother slash dad to my little siblings, and I don't blame my mom for the life that she put us through. She did the best that she could,
Yeah.
right? And so at the age of 15, I moved away from my mom, and we lived here, but like moved out of the house, right?
Yeah.
Started doing my thing. Got a job at 16 doing roofing. It was supposed to be a summer job,
Mhm.
but I was still heavily involved in the gang life too.
Yeah.
I didn't have a dad. I didn't have a mom. And,
Much guidance.
no guidance.
Yeah.
And my mom really let me be a man when I was ready to be. And so here I am at 10, 11 years old. I got an 11-year-old boy now, and I just look at him and see the innocence in his eyes, and I'm like, I'll never let him know until he's a grown man that at 11 years old, I was, and once again, I'm not glorifying the drug use or anything
Yeah.
like that, right?
Yeah.
But I'm out there drinking and sniffing coke at 11 years old,
Living
right?
fast,
Gang
growing
banging,
up
yeah,
fast. Yeah.
being like doing stuff that could have ended my life, but not only my life, it could have ended somebody else's, right? And we'll get to that on getting smarter with the things that had happened.
Yeah.
But growing up, moms used to always watch love stories, right? She'd always be all romanced by this happy, charming guy, and I'd watch them. Because she came from a domestic violence relationship, I think I want to be that guy. I want to make my mom proud like that, right? Then I move away, and there's Blow and Scarface and Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood, and I'm from the hood, right?
Yeah.
So here I am now. I want to be that guy, right? No guidance.
Yeah.
So I strive to be that, and I started doing all of that. I always carried a job. I didn't know how to hustle because my family were drug addicts.
Yeah.
So I was a hardworking, functioning addict, and like I said, I started roofing at 16 years old back in '99, and I just started going, right.
Yeah.
When I continued to grow, let's see. So by this time, my mom lives in a different state. I'm literally here by myself, and I just start putting in work, start doing dumb stuff,
Yeah.
and get caught with a gun at like 23. First time ever been in trouble. They federally indict me. Never even been to the States.
Sick.
Never. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go to federal prison, and they send me to a USP.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I ain't never been in trouble before in my life. What are you guys sending me here for? Like, this is where the killers go. The real dudes. Like, I'm just passing through, And
Yeah.
so I found a piece of God at that time, but I didn't really know who he was. Never been to church in my life. Didn't know nothing about that. Was in a relationship with the girl. She preached about God. And there was a couple experiences through life that led me to where I stand today.
Yeah.
That God was working in my life, right? The things that he did without me even knowing it were amazing as I reflect back on it now, right?
Yeah.
But I went to federal prison from 23 to 27. When I got out of there, I was like, shit, I'm not going back.
Done.
No.
Yeah.
It's just a whole different ball game. You go to a federal prison where there was only 3 of us from the state of Utah on this compound back in Indiana. And I chose to go there because my sisters live in Indiana. So they came to see me every week, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at any other reason than like some comfort.
Be closer to family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, it was tough out there. I got out. I was good on that. You know what I mean? I got out and went right back to the streets. By this time, I'm hooked on meth now. So I graduated from coke to meth. Never really got hooked on crack because I seen what it did to my family.
Yeah.
But nobody ever told me what meth does. And
you find out real quick.
And then you're chasing a high that you never get a satisfaction from.
No.
And so I get out with the intention, I'm going to do good. Well, addiction don't stop if you don't know how to curb it, or even if you're not aware of it. Right?
Yeah.
And so by the grace of God, I didn't have no children. I did this wild, crazy, free life. And I was like that because I didn't have nobody to take care of. My mom lost my brothers and sisters to the state. So there was certain things that kind of had me hopeless, right? Like I was in the streets giving my all because they were my family.
Yeah.
They gave me a place to stay. And the ones who did that, shout out to them. And I give them praise all the time, right?
Yeah.
Whether we talk or not no more, there's certain families that will always be near and dear to my heart because they gave me a place to sleep. And in return, I put it down for my hood, right?
Yeah.
And so we were blinded by what we thought life should be and what we think that we should dedicate our lives to, right?
Yeah.
When you're raised in the hood and that's who takes care of you, you owe your loyalty to that.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not taking anything away from that, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's different boundaries we need to learn to set with the youth.
Yeah.
And as role models, if I could bring in 5 kids and say, hey, this is what life is really about, like, Not this hustling dope, not not any of that.
Yeah.
Here, what's your skill? What's your craft?
What's
what
your
you
dream?
want to do? Yeah,
Yeah.
what's your dream,
Yeah.
right? Used to think dreams were for nobody, but when you write that down, you make that a reality.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of like where it was at. So, by the age of 30, I had my son. I was in jail a second time. They were trying to indict me on a second gun charge, and I was sitting there and I was chilling playing cards, and I was like, I'm good on this.
Yeah.
I'm good on this. Like, I'm sick right now. I had a girl at the time, and I told her I called her. I was like, look, they're trying to indict me on 10. Like, I don't want no old lady in this. I already had that the whole left through prison situation. The old Dear John letter. You know what I mean?
Hard time the whole time. Yeah.
Man. Well, it's good. It's a good. It'll help you heal, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm good on you, right? She's crying hysterically. I'd been locked up for like 3 weeks, and she's like, you would do that right now. I'm like, what you mean? Oh, back up just a tad bit. I was telling God, like, God, if you want me to change my life, like, you got to give me something more than this right here. What sits in front of me, I've been in a gang since I was 11. I was 30 years old, so that's 20 years, 19 years. Mm-hmm. This is what I do. This is who I am. But I know if I had a kid, I would be better. And it's funny because people sometimes they say, if you don't do it for yourself, you're not going to do it for nobody.
Yeah.
I beg to differ.
Dude, I'm with you 100%. Going through like recovery programs in the past, I always heard that, and that never resonated with me. And so 100%, I feel that like you can do it for other people or other things around you. And that gives you the purpose if you're searching for purpose. You know what I'm saying?
And purpose is something that you need purpose.
Yeah.
You need purpose in life. You need to think about what you did this for. See, when you get jumped in the gang at 11 years old, that's what life's about.
Yeah.
Right? Showing up, busting guns, beating people up. Like, you know, I never did anything that I shouldn't have done to random people. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I was all about gangbanging. Right?
Yeah.
Like, if you signed up for the life I signed up for, we're both on the chopping block.
Yeah.
Okay? I didn't rob houses. I didn't steal from innocent people. I was a gang member. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, and so that was the life that I was accustomed to. And when I was sitting there and I'm chilling and I'm like, you got to give me a chance to be a father.
Yeah.
And it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was like, Chance, that's a cool ass name.
Yeah.
If I ever had a kid, I'm looking up at God and I'm like, if it was a boy, I'll name him Chance. Just give me that chance. Uh-huh. You know what I mean? Mind you, I'm locked up.
Yeah.
I've been locked up for 3 weeks, kind of pushing my girl off because I'm kicking addiction. I'd been high in the streets, just living out of a duffel bag.
Yeah.
I had a girl. She was a good girl. You know, she's trying to keep me right, but the streets is who I belong to.
Yeah.
And I called her here and there, and one day I called her and I was like, look, I'm just not even going to drag you along or put myself through this, you know. She was crying. She was like, you would say that now that I found this out? I'm like, found what out? She's like, I'm pregnant. And I'm like, what? For real? And she was like, yeah. And she was a good girl. So no questions about anybody else's child, right? It was just like, I'm like, look, man, I got 30 days for some type of ticket, right? Mm-hmm. So I had a minimum of 30 days. Plus, I'm being threatened with 10 years. So I'm like, give me time.
Are you still on federal parole at this time?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I was so when I got out of the feds, I got out the feds. So I'm one of them people, like, when I got the law hanging over my head, I ride the wave, bro. I do what I'm supposed to do. You ain't gonna catch a dirty UA. Even when I'm struggling with addiction, I didn't ever pop a dirty UA.
Yeah.
I always went off the deep end for dumb stuff, right? Yeah. It was the DUI, the stuff that was legal that got me sent to prison the second time through the feds, right? But never got caught with dirty UAs because I just was slick, and I'm not glorifying that, right?
But that's just the addict mentality. When you're
straight up. Yeah. If you want to stay high, you have to know how to beat the system.
Yeah.
Right? And not just the system. We're talking your kids, your wife, your PO, your mom, your dad. Yeah. And the funniest part about addiction is that you really think you're beating all these people, And I'm going to tell you right now, 7 out of 10 of them know that you're off. You're off. You're
right
off.
away.
Right?
There ain't no hiding it.
None.
No.
None. And so I'm terminated from there. I'm in the county jail. She tells me she's pregnant. I'm like, look, if the feds don't indict me, I'm going to show you what a real man's all about. Like, I'm going to show you and my son. Mm-hmm. I didn't know it was a son at the time, right? I'm going to show you and this unborn child what a man is.
Yeah.
And one thing on the backup end of this, so when I got hooked on meth, I was around 20 years old. I owned a house by then. So the 16 years of roofing, or the 16 years to the age of 20, I bought a house at 20 years old. And I lost that through a bad relationship, my first love, drinking, abusive, all of them things, right? I lost my first house. I knew what I could do, but I lost all of that thought until this little boy pops. Well, so now I got a boy.
Yeah.
But anyways, I get to this stage and I tell her, watch, I'm gonna show you. So when I get out, I have nowhere to go. I'm staying with one of my aunts. And I'm just working and working and working. She lives with her grandma. I get out I want to say it was like July 17th, 2013. I have really good memory with these things. And by October,
it's crazy. I got out to 12th in the state that same year.
Yeah. And so when I get out, I'm telling her I'm going to be all these things, right? Uh-huh. And at first, because everything's good and I'm away from the drugs, I'm cool. But see, when you decide to change your life, Bob Proctor said this in a motivational speech one time. In order to change your life, you have to change your life.
Yeah.
And I missed that every time because I was still choosing to be around my friends.
Yeah.
Right? I thought I could just go and see a homie and say, what's up?
Yeah.
Until he pulls out that sack.
Yeah.
And then I relapse, right? Mm-hmm. So here we are, October. I'm out of town. I'm in Arizona. I call her because I'm grinding. I'm showing her. Now we go from me being in jail 3 months ago to out having our own little place, building this nice little nursery for my kid because I'm ready. But the thing I didn't realize is just because you say you're ready, that doesn't mean addiction stops, right?
Yeah.
It don't mean your distorted patterns fall away.
Yeah.
You have to train yourself for that. And so when I told her I was going to be better, it didn't happen that fast, right?
Yeah.
I was struggling with meth addiction, and that's a real addiction, right? All of them are. Yeah. Don't take, whether it's coke, it's alcoholism, whatever it is, there is no one less than the other, in my opinion, right? Because you fall for what you like and then you run with that one, right? And it could be pills, it could be heroin, fentanyl, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They're there and they're real. And so as this happens and I still am struggling with addiction, right? The first step to recovery, as we know, is admitting you have a problem.
Yeah.
I think I started admitting I had a problem when I was 27 years old. Mm-hmm. But that didn't stop me.
You didn't do anything about it.
No.
Yeah.
No, I just knew I had a problem.
You weren't ready.
Yeah. No, never was I ready. Mm-hmm. And so I kept telling her I want to be ready. I want to be ready. I want to be ready. And it was tough. I was struggling with it, right? So I'm out of town working, and sorry if I get a little bit bounced around. I just want things to be pieced in.
Yeah,
and kind of make sense. I'm out of town working, and I put things on hold to start building my family. Like, there's dedication and sacrifice that come with making it to the top, right? So I knew I was going to be in my kids' life every day of their life. So therefore, if I had to go out of town to go to work, then I had to miss the going to the doctor to find out what I'm having. But I'm there on the phone, right?
Yeah. Telling
my people that this is what's going to happen. Well, when I got out, I kind of thought, I might get hit with the girl because I was a womanizer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I'm a this, I'm a that. Once again, no glorification to these things, bro. Uh-huh. We didn't know no better, right? So I'm thinking, God's going to give me this girl, and I'm going to have to worry about her because she's going to be perfect. I know it, you know? and now I got to protect her from all of the things that I was to somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, come to find out, I'm having a little boy, and as soon as I heard that, I said, God,
Yeah.
you did that, like
Yeah.
you did that, and his name is Chance. You know what I mean?
Stuff.
My son's name is Chance, and it was the best day of my life being there, cutting his umbilical cord. First word being dad. You know, just showing him how to be a man.
Yeah.
When I didn't even know how to be a man, right?
Yeah.
Like I was struggling with that. I was struggling with abuse, domestic violence, anger issues, trying to pull away from a life that I'd been in for 20 years and feeling like I was letting my loyalty down because them are my boys. They had my back when no one was there, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, I kept trying. I kept pushing forward. I kept doing what I had to do, striving for greatness without even knowing it, right? I just kept striving to be better. And I didn't know what that entailed. You know what I mean? When you're a drug addict, you don't know what that like. So it took me 7 years to have the 5 years of clean and soberness that I have today. So understand that it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
Please know that. Like sometimes I was good for 2 weeks. Sometimes the longest I was good for at one time was 9 months. That quick, bro.
Yeah.
In the blink of an eye, I relapsed. Right? And it broke me to where I'd stay down.
Yeah.
And I would be ashamed and embarrassed. Like I'm sitting here crying because I love my son. I promised I was going to be a good dad. But how do I let go of this addiction?
Yeah.
How do I get rid of this addiction? How do I be better? Like,
how do I be what I want to be?
Yeah.
What I'm meant to be? Because this ain't it.
No. And I was a functioning addict.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wake up.
And there's more justification coming in there because I'm handling everything I need to handle.
Yes.
You know, I'm raising a family.
Right.
So like, you justify it
all the way.
Yeah.
All the way. Part of my, I don't know, better judgment in life was I never dated a girl that came from the same lifestyle I came from.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I knew if I had to elevate, I once heard behind every good man, there's an even better woman.
Yeah.
Stuck like a ton of bricks, right? It hit me like a ton of bricks. And so like, I would always make sure because I think I'm a pretty decent looking person. You know what I mean? So I would always make sure to look for that in a woman, but not one from the streets. Don't get me wrong. There are good women in the streets, right?
Yeah.
There's good women everywhere.
Yeah.
But I can't have a girl who drinks and parties like me because I'm never going to get clean.
Yeah.
So that's where I was able to kind of step ahead, right? I learned these new ways of life with people who had good, they all had good morals. They all had good values. But what some of them don't have is understanding to addiction.
Yeah.
And that could be tough.
Yeah.
That could be tough because they think that you're dumb or they think you're a loser because you can't stop getting high.
Yeah, like you should just be able to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't understand. It's a trigger. Like anything can be a trigger, right?
Yeah.
A good day could be a trigger. Like, oh,
the sun's
I
out.
got a raise. Yeah, I got a raise. Let's go get high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, the sun's up.
Yeah.
Shit on bed. The sun's always up because you never go to bed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's crazy. Like you associate, we were talking about this on our way over here, like people, places, things, music, you know, whatever it may be can trigger like a flashback to the point where you feel like how you felt in those moments because there was no wrong time to get high. You did everything to get high and everything was better. So it's like unlearning all that to be able to handle those triggers it's tough. It's
beyond tough.
Yeah.
It's beyond tough. It can leave me almost in a trance at times. Like now I just dropped into that, like, right? Because I'm not afraid to ever share my story, right? With the attempted suicides, the running the streets ready for like run up on me. Like I'm ready to give it to you like you're going to give it to me, right? and not caring what the outcome was, right?
Yeah.
Um, but as I started to separate myself from that because I wanted to be a dad, and I God gave me a chance, and that chance was to be a father,
Yeah.
and I knew I was going to be present in their life every day. With the addiction that I struggled with, and the girlfriend who didn't understand addiction, so she pretty much was against me the whole time. It wasn't easy, right? It wasn't easy, and like I said, for 7 years I tried and I tried. In 2020, I built had a brand new house built out in Syracuse. Mind you, I'm still an addict this whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm working my butt off 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, just going and going and going. And when she'd say we need more money, I just work harder and harder and harder, right?
Yeah.
And I'd always say I'll miss these little milestones with my children, their first day at school, these things, because I'm building this empire, right?
Yeah.
While struggling with addiction. Well, by then she was tired of it. 7 years into it, she was tired of it. She finally had her. I ran my course, I guess.
Of the addiction, or just
Yeah, she
the
was
relationship?
Yeah,
Okay.
the relationship.
Did she know you was addict?
Oh yeah,
Like,
oh yeah.
okay.
She said she didn't know in the beginning.
Mhm.
So I guess I was smooth, right? So I thought.
So yeah.
But when I started acting funny,
Yeah.
man, and then so she had to try to learn how to love somebody that we had our first kid together, but she didn't understand how I could just get up and walk out on my family. And then because I didn't want to go home, I could be gone for 3 days because
Yeah.
I'm high in the streets, because I'm living with shame and embarrassment and guilt and
Yeah.
all these other things, right?
Yeah.
And so that ran its course as she left in 2020. Took everything, took the kids, blocked my number, changed everything. And then it was crazy. So it's like July and October as I'm sitting here thinking about everything, because she left in July 2020. Now I've got this big ass house that I just had built a year before.
Yeah.
And the 1 year timeline's popping up like remember this day. And this big ass house that I got my two kids sitting next to me, they're like sitting on my shoulders. And my common law wife next to me, the mother of my children, sitting next to me. And here it is a year later, and they're gone. The house is empty, and I'm hooked on drugs. Meth just totally did this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta change. I gotta change. Like how?
Yeah.
I didn't know how. I didn't know what to do. I was broken. I ended up losing my job because I was walking on eggshells. Like my house was empty. I was a foreman for the company that I was at, service repairman. Been in the industry for so long, had a really good job. Trucked that off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Thought I was gonna pull a slick one and file for unemployment. They denied me because they put a word in like, no, we ain't gonna help him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had a little bit of money put away. COVID was right around the time, and it's funny because COVID, in a sense, saved my mortgage and saved my life. So as an addict, you learn how to be slick about shit. Manipulate.
Yeah.
So I called my mortgage company and tell them I lost my job because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
They waived my mortgage for 6 months. Party.
Damn. Yeah.
$1,200, or wait, I'm sorry, $1,700 mortgage I ain't got to pay. I didn't have the money anyway.
There goes that stress. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, if I could do it with this, I could do it with that. So I do it with my car.
Yeah.
Homie and I start kicking it, partying. And I'm like, I got to stop because I haven't talked to. I was saying, being an addict, learn how to manipulate things and places. You use every circumstance to your advantage.
Yeah.
And COVID did that,
Mm-hmm.
right? They put me on a forbearance. They waived my mortgage for 6 months. Now I'm thinking I got a free pass, right?
Yeah.
I don't sleep, so I'm not going to be using no gas or no heat, the lights. I'm just going to go around the streets, but I got my house to come home to.
I got somewhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm doing the most, though I shouldn't be, right? And it's funny because when you're an addict, you don't even realize some of the reasons why you stay high or get high is to numb the pain.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be.
Yeah.
What I've learned in life is not only from the traumatic events in life, but also from not having a mom or a dad, right? from being in a gang, from ruining relationships, right? Girls that you say you loved, whatever it is, um, you let these things down, and so you live with this guilt and this shame, and you're like, man, this isn't. When I asked you for that chance, God, like,
Yeah.
this isn't how it was supposed to be, but you're supposed to save me, right?
Yeah.
And then you start thinking like, well, because you didn't save me, and I personally don't have a relationship with God, then it's His fault, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay high.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep doing this.
Keep running from it.
Keep running from it.
Yeah.
Right? Keep being fooled by the devil.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The deceit, he making you think you're not good enough, right?
Yeah.
God's never gonna accept you. And then not really knowing nothing about religion, it's easy to want to turn your cheek to God because you don't know Him. You don't know how to look for Him or ask for Him, right?
Yeah.
And I've had a couple events in life where people have told me like, "You're God's child," and you're off your rocker. I'm a gangster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
very, 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 very influential pastor. It was part of a family. Told me that when I was 16. Kept looking at me. I'm at a party drinking at 16.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little off the subject, but this is just something so you understand why I believe what I believe today, right? Why nobody can change my mind about this.
Yeah.
Because I smoked weed a lot. I did all that. I'm partying at 16. I'm a grown ass man at that age, so nobody ain't gonna tell me I can't drink.
Yeah.
So if I pull up at your grandma's and they all respectfully don't drink in front of their grandma, I'm a dumbass and nobody showed me how to be. Like, I'm respectful, but I'm also a man, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to differentiate the two.
Kind of like arrogance, almost.
Yeah. Right. Like, oh, you're gonna tell me
because you're young and you think you got it all figured out, and you've been running the streets and you're doing big boy shit.
Straight up.
So it's like,
yeah,
I get, I understand.
So that's what it was, right?
Yeah.
I catch this man looking at me, and I'm like, who's that guy over there? She's like, oh, that's my uncle. He's a pastor. And I'm like, a pastor?
Yeah.
What kind of family did I get myself into? I thought only rich people were pastors, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about a well-known family here in Ogden, which they had a pastor in their family, right? Mm-hmm. And she goes and introduced me to him. And as I'm leaving, we happen to be leaving at the same time. And he's like, hey, man, I noticed you caught me looking at you a couple times tonight. And I was like, yeah. I was like, that's why I asked about you, because it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And he was like, he goes, the moment I seen you, he said, God told me that you were one of His children or one of His soldiers. And I didn't even know who God was at the time, right?
Yeah.
This dude's a pastor. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a soldier, all right. I'm a soldier for my city. Like, I ain't even trying to hear what you got to say.
Yeah.
He was like, no. He goes, you ain't ready yet. He goes, you got a life to live. You got things to learn and to
figure out. Yeah.
He goes, but when it's time, it's time. And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, cool, nice meeting you. I walk off, right? Get in the car, smoke a joint, talking about, hey, your uncle's tripping, right?
Yeah.
I was 16 when that happened to me. And here I am, fast forward to all of what we was just talking about, right? And I just kind of wanted to give you some understanding, some context to why I stand this way, right?
Yeah.
Because that never left my mind. And even when I was struggling with addiction, I knew to call on somebody, even though I didn't know that you could possess the relationship that I had with Him, right? But I knew who the devil was. Right? I knew who he was. He was in a glass pipe. You know what I mean? Yep. He'd appear when you blow the smoke out, right?
Yeah.
Like it was that. And so when she left and the house was empty, and I'm crying and dying because I don't want to get high anymore. I need my kids. I need my family.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. It was October 25th into the 26th. It was a Saturday. It was a Friday into Saturday. Mm-hmm. That day I went to Barnes and Noble because me and my kids used to always go there. And I always wanted to read. So we'd go there and buy books, and they have toys in there. Man, they have toys everywhere, right? Yeah. And I didn't have toys growing up, so my kids always got toys. Well, one day I went there and I bought some toys, and I was like, I'm going to show up tomorrow at our house, and I'm just going to give my kids these toys. I'm trying to be clean. I'm trying to be better. Like, just give me that chance, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but now that I said my son's name, I want to back up just a little bit. So in this whole story too, 18 months into having my son, she got pregnant again, and her name, she's a little girl, and all glory to God. Still to this day, I named my daughter Faith, and my story is, God gave me a chance to be a father, and because of that, I will always have faith in His love and grace. Right? I live off of that. I tell people that story all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because He did that, right? Mm-hmm. And even though I struggled with addiction and I struggled with domestic violences and I struggled with gangs and anger and all of these things, like, I can still sit back and say all glory to God, right? So I so I had my daughter Faith. Beautiful thing. God definitely blessed me with a beautiful little girl. My handsome son. I wanted my life for them. I lived my life for them, right?
Yeah.
But I also lived my life for drugs that I didn't know how to get away from. Mm-hmm. And it was October 26th, 2020. I was out partying all night long. I left like right when the sun came up. We were smoking meth all night, drinking beer, doing dumb shit. You know what I mean? Once again, no glorification to this lifestyle.
Yeah.
But please understand that, like, it was like that. And I go to the house. Being a well-known gang member in these streets, I always had a strap, right? Mm-hmm. So, I know I'm just going to my kid's mom's house, but I also know how I can act like a fool, right? When you're high, there ain't nobody stopping you.
Nothing.
So I leave the gun under the seat and I park like 2 blocks away. And I'm like, if she acts stupid, whatever, I'm going to cause a scene, whatever. Then I can run. She don't know which way I'm going to run. I'm going to circle back. I'm going to get in my car. I'm going to go home. I'm going to go to sleep, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know how to move. You know how to move.
Yeah.
And so those who know. Yeah. And those who don't, they'll figure it out, right? But I come walking up to the door. It's early in the morning, like 7 or 8 probably. And I could hear the kids inside playing around. And I could smell food being cooked. And I knock on the door, boom, 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 boom. They're like, who is it? I'm like, it's me, Billy. I want to see my kids. And I got a bag full of presents. I ain't seen them for like 3 months, bro. I finally had enough. Like, I'm pulling up and either I'm kicking this door down and I'm seeing my kids or something, right? Yeah. And all of a sudden my son's like, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. Me and my boy are like this, like that for real. Yeah. And even my daughter, but she's a little bit different, but not different. She's just a girl, right? Yeah. So they start crying, I want my dad, I want my dad. And I'm like, open the door, please, just open the door. I got presents for my kids. Like, she's like, if you're on drugs, get out of here. She was like, you tell you straighten up, get out of here. Yeah. Don't come back. And I was ready to act a fool, but something told me not to, right? Something told me not to. And so I just walked away from there completely depleted, bro. Like I knew that the drugs weren't going to get me there. Yeah. Right? I remember when Jelly Roll dropped his song, Save Me. Mm. I followed Jelly Roll and been following Jelly Roll since before he was that big where he's at now, right? Yeah. And that song Save Me came on, bro. I had a pipe in my hand and I started crying and I was asking for savior. Yeah. Right? And so I left. I didn't act out. I took the presents. I went home that day. I had a nice house in Syracuse. Like I said, it was a decent sized house. And I climbed to the top of the stairs and I had that gun I was talking about. Mm. And I had a phone. Anybody knew me when I got high, I didn't sleep till the sack was gone. And there was no way of getting me to sleep because I just was up, right? Yeah. And I went home that day and I got on the top of my stairs and I'm kind of overlooking like my little foyer in my little living room. The house is empty. I ain't seen my kids in months. I'm broke. And I start thinking, I put a gun in my head, man. And I had a phone in one hand and a gun in my head and I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. Right? And then I start thinking like, none of my family ever been to my house out there. They're all from here in the hood. We live in the hood still, right?
Yeah.
Nothing against that, but that's just what they do. Nobody been to my house. All of a sudden, something tells me like, you pull that trigger, who's gonna find you? Nobody comes to see you out here.
Yeah.
How long before they come and look for you? What are you gonna do to your kids? What is that gonna accomplish, right? I'm crying, bro. I can't call her because I don't even have a number. Just change her number.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm in this big ass house that I've worked my whole life for my family, and they're gone.
Yeah.
Right? And all I got to blame is addiction. Right? I've stepped away from my homeboys. You know, they love me. I put in enough work. They respect that I stepped away and became a man and a dad. Right?
Yeah.
Now I don't got my homies that I can go run to neither because I've stepped away from that lifestyle. And the craziest shit in the world, bro, like, while I'm thinking all of these things, I don't pull the trigger. And I wake up like in the middle of the day, because it's cold in the house, and I've got a phone on one side and a gun on another side, and I'm waking up. And I leave them both there, and I go and I climb in my bed and I fall asleep. I sleep for probably 24 hours. I've been getting high since this is October 26th. Okay, I've been getting high since July, like every day, like kicking it, like doing the most type shit, right? Going for it.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I was like, what happened? What the heck happened? Like, and I walk out of my room, the gun and the phone are still there. And I swear to God, it's like, you're better than this.
Yeah.
You're done. Like, I'm serious, you're done. And October 26th of 2020 was my first day of sobriety.
Damn.
I cut a lot of people off that day.
Yeah.
I never went back to it. I started this road to recovery. And within like a month and a half, she started letting me see my kids again.
Damn. Real quick, that's so dope because I speak about this a lot about we all are meant, when we're in our active addiction, we're all meant with a moment of clarity. In the time where we're going for it, getting high every day, everyone will have this point where there's that moment of clarity where you can consciously and clearly, with a clear mind, even though like you just woke up from a sick run, you know, the night before with the gun and the sack in your hand, and you wake up that next morning and you instantly wake up with that moment of clarity and make that conscious decision to saying like, I'm done, like this, I can't do it anymore. Everything that led up to that point wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. And you just kept going and going and going. And we all do that.
Yeah.
But when you're met with that moment of clarity, you didn't ignore it.
Right.
You didn't ignore it. You embraced it and went with it.
Right.
That's it's like, it gets me going because that's so powerful. And when people experience that, there's no turning back.
None.
There's no turning back.
None.
And it's the craziest feeling because you're like, you're a mess. You're broken. You have nothing. You're in an empty house. And there was that moment of clarity and you chose to run with it. That's so dope, bro.
Straight up.
That's so dope.
Straight up, bro.
Yeah.
And it's funny because as you say that, and it just, the way that people vibrate, right? The way you just threw that vibration out there is in that moment of clarity. Somewhere in that moment, this is what else was just reminded me of is my children didn't ask to be brought into this world, okay? They didn't ask to have a dad or not have a dad.
Yeah.
To be poor or to be rich. We don't know what life's going to bring, right? I didn't ask to be in this lifestyle and be poor and do all of these things. I didn't ask for that, right?
Yeah.
So I reflect on what I went through, and then I'm looking at my kids and I'm like, they didn't ask for these things. Like, they deserve a man who is going to give them all that you said you can give them.
Yeah.
You made this promise to God. Like, he gave you that chance, right? And when I woke up and nothing made sense, something made sense.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, right? Like, it didn't make sense that I fell asleep when I just got done smoking a bowl earlier that day.
Yeah.
And then here I am waking up maybe 24 hours later, and maybe it was only 12. But the fact is that I woke up when I shouldn't have even slept until Monday,
Yeah.
right? Because it's barely Friday and Saturday. But it did. And I separated myself from that, from everything. And I told myself, like, I'm done. I'm really done. Like, I'm done. And within like I was on like a month. She knew because I have family who talk to her, and you know, people love to gossip, right?
Yeah.
You got them family members they're more like frenemies, right?
Yeah.
They're your cousin that'll give you a hug and tell you how much they love you, and as soon as you walk out the door, if you
yeah,
all the chisme in the hood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody want to talk about everybody else, but what about yourself? Right?
Exactly.
So I knew that's how she was always knowing these things. Well, all of a sudden, she's calling me like, you can see the kids. I'm like, I'm cool, I'm good, I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, in that 7 years of trying to go cold turkey, I was an alcoholic also.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm done getting high, but I'm going to keep drinking.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing it. I'm just going to drink. And I would do that, and it'd be cool for a week, 2 weeks. Then she's mad because I'm drinking all the time, right?
Yeah.
Then I'd get mad and leave the house. That's when I relapsed. Well, it was football season, October, right?
Mm-hmm.
My cousin, we're Cowboys fans. He's like, let's go to the bar. He goes, I know you quit drinking. He goes, but if you want, I could use designated driver. If you want to come to the bar with me, he was like, go watch the football game, eat some wings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, let's go. He's like, but are you good? Or are you all right? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Like, for some reason, I just knew I was good, right?
Yeah.
I pull up at the bar, bro, and I'm just surrounded by all these people. And all of a sudden, I realize this is why I always relapsed. Because when I quit and go cold turkey, I would separate myself from everybody. I'd go live in my own house and go to work, and I'd become stir crazy.
Yeah.
Because I'm not socializing with people because I'm afraid I'm going to relapse, right? In all actuality, I was cutting myself off from one of the most important things in life, and that was other people.
Yeah.
Right? Because everybody needs somebody.
Yeah.
Right? Whether you use them to your advantage or your disadvantage, that's what you got to learn how to differentiate.
Yeah.
But we all need people in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you start to build your circle, right? So I get to the bar, we kick it, we have a good time. I drive him home. I'm not even tripping. And I was like, this is what I was missing. I was missing this socialized circle of people that they're cool, they're functioning, right? They're like, I needed this. I needed to be able to get my mind off of everything that I was struggling with.
Yeah.
So I'm able to go to the bar, and I'm not recommending that to people who are recovering, because if you're not ready, you're not ready.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like that's a self-awareness thing, and you got to be 100% honest with yourself and just know yourself.
Just know yourself.
You just need self-aware.
Bro, I was 4 months at a bar, and my friend owned the bar. I now live with him. Shout out to my boy Gordon, right? Good ass dude. I'm at the bar. We're watching a UFC fight. Everybody keeps trying to buy me a drink. I'm like, I don't drink. They're like, you don't drink? You're at the bar. I'm like, yeah. I'm here for this.
Yeah.
By the end of the night, bro, I had people doing shots for my sobriety. There was people at the bar, celebrating my sobriety.
Yeah.
And then so along this, me getting clean, or sobering up, my kids' mom popped back in the picture with me with the kids. One day we're driving down the street, and I seen something like spiritual pop up in this. Mind you, I'm on this whole new spiritual journey.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking no more. I'm not doing drugs. I'm praying. All of a sudden, I'm just on this whole different journey, and she's seen it. She's seen it so much to the point where, I think we're on our way to Dave & Buster's, taking my kids to Dave & Buster's, and her as well. And we're driving out to Salt Lake, and I seen a number sequence, right?
Yeah.
And I would say I would get on my phone, and I'd say, I'd get on Google, and I'd say, what's the spiritual meaning of number so-and-so? Or I'd say, what's the angel number meaning of whatever? Yeah. And I swear to God, it would say what I needed it to say every time. And it wasn't just a 777.
Yeah.
Or for me, numbers are sequence, right? 2383, the day and the year I was born. They're doubles, but different, right?
Yeah.
And so I would see this, and every time it would tell me what I needed to hear. And she was like, what changed with you? Why are you so different? And I think I feel like a tear balled in my eye instantly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As it starts to roll down my face. And I was like, you lose everything you built your life around. You lose all of that. And you took it all.
Yeah.
You took everything, right?
Uh-huh.
We might be sitting here right now, but you took everything. And you leave me left with nothing, complete despair. You learn to look for something that you need to help you get through this.
Yeah.
I said, and God showed up for me. God showed up for me. And so we start talking. All of a sudden, I've been clean for 4 months, and the only person who's holding my drug addiction passed over me was her.
Yeah.
Right. So I had to cut it off. I had to walk away from it. I'm not going to live a victim of my past circumstances.
Yeah.
Refuse to.
No, shouldn't have to.
And no, you shouldn't.
No.
Right. And maybe she was numb to what I'd put her through for 7 years that she couldn't see past that. Right.
Yeah.
But if you're not here to help me grow, then I gotta let you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I let that whole situation go. She, during my fighting for custody, she had done a hair follicle drug test. Like, that was part of her stipulations.
Yeah.
And I knew I couldn't pass one, and if I did, I'd lose custody rights to my children. Mm-hmm. And I'd been in their life since the day they were born, so you ain't gonna put me on visitation, right? Some are my children, right?
Yeah.
So I stayed away from the whole situation. We stopped talking again. I'm not seeing my kids no more again. Right?
Yeah.
This is the common thing, not being with my children. And usually that got me to relapse, but I found a new meaning in life, right? And it was God, and it was understanding that I'm going to make it through this.
Yeah.
Right? All of a sudden, when I changed and stopped getting high, and by the time that the forbearance was over, I had a job. I was making more money than I've ever made in my life. I had more money in the bank than I'd ever had in my life. Mm-hmm. And I was doing everything I was supposed to, right? And all of a sudden, I'm giving glory to God. And I'm working forward and I'm doing things. And so this all happened in March. So this is fast forward up to March when we separate. We're done talking. We're all the way done. August comes. So that's March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, about then comes. I'd already been clean for X amount of time, and I'd already started to get the process through court so I could see my kids and to do what I had to do. Well, in this time, I've always known I was going to open a business. So I finally get a business, I get it open, and I'm just, bro, I don't know how I did it, but you know, God works in mysterious ways. But
yeah.
The money was popping up, and I was hungry, and I invested in getting myself a business, and then I opened that in September of 2021, and so from March. Crazy how God works as I start to remember my numbers.
Yeah.
So from March to September, that was 6 months. And in that 6 months, I had more money in the bank. I had more freedom, more clarity in life. I opened up a business, okay? Mm-hmm. And I was paying all my bills, paying child support, doing what I had to do. I won my custody where I had 40-60 custody. She pops back up in the picture. And I keep her at arm's bay for a little while. My daughter don't want to come with me. So one day I'm like, hey, you want to come to dinner with us? Like, I know you got your own plans and cool.
Yeah.
But I just want my daughter. And then when she's comfortable with dad, you can leave and then I'll have my kids.
Yeah.
Well, when that happens, she pulls up, we go to dinner. When she's ready to leave, my daughter wants to go. Right? I'm like, all right. So now next thing you know, next weekend, so every other weekend's my weekend. Now I'm inviting her. Mm-hmm. And I'm no longer I think I have no emotional attachment to her, right?
Yeah.
Because she put me through hell, but I did to her too.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? And I'll never not take accountability for the piece of shit that I was to cause her to be who she is today, right?
Yeah.
No problems. My fault. I'm sorry for that. I
Hmm.
apologize. And if that's the way I just did it right now inadvertently, so be it.
Yeah.
Okay. But where I'm at is we start hanging out, we start hanging out, we start hanging out. I'm not pushing no line with her.
Yeah.
I don't want to step that boundary.
Yeah.
Running my business, doing what I got to do. She's in college, going to be a nurse. You know what I mean? We got our kids. It's like a happy life because we get to have the family time, and then she goes home and I go. And mind you, I'm doing all my sobriety. I'm doing all the good stuff. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. At this point in life, if I was to look back on hindsight, I overcame addiction. I'm not around the homeboys no more. I'm not that active.
Not active. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like never dropped out, never got jumped out, but I did enough to where they love and respect me. And I can still call them to this day and say, "What's up, homie?"
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I have that, right?
Yeah.
And that's no glorification to that, but please understand that I worked hard for that, right?
Yeah.
So who I am today, they respect that because when I say I'm going to do something, I do it.
Hmm.
And so here I am, and I step away from all of these things. She's in the picture. I'm a little confused. One day I step the boundary and I start messing with her.
Yeah.
And as I step that boundary, we kind of start messing around a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "So what are we doing here?" You know, she tells me, "Oh, I got a boyfriend. You've been with me every day for the past 6 months.
Yeah.
You got a boyfriend. Miss me with that."
Yeah.
But because you're threatening me with that, I'm gonna show you what a real man is. I've been showing you, like, for real. Now I'm clean. I'm sober.
Yeah.
You've got your whole new little look to who you are.
Mhm.
You're clearly on the right path, right?
Yeah.
Let's do this. Like, I'm not gonna lose my family to anybody.
Yeah.
And she kind of gives me that for a minute, and we're kicking it tough. And one day, she tells me, "Let's just be friends." I'm like, "Hey, just be friends."
Yeah.
He was at my house last night.
Yeah.
What you mean, just be friends, right? Pardon the language in that book.
No, you're good.
She's like, we ain't can't just be friends. Like, you just reopen this whole love
Yeah.
situation, right?
Mhm.
She starts telling me she has a boyfriend, and I'm not believing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyways, I don't want to give too much to this in a sense of I'm not trying to make her look like a bad person, right?
Yeah.
But she tries to hide it who it is. But I'm from Ogden. I know everybody,
Yeah.
right? So you give me the littlest hint, and I'll find out everything about this individual,
Yeah.
which I did.
Yeah.
So she don't know that I know this, right? She starts acting funny one day, and I I pull up. I know where the dude lives. She don't know I know. She don't know that I got this source of information, right? I pull up. There's her car in the driveway. There's his car in the driveway. There's that gun in my lap.
Mm.
Mind you, he's a rival gang member.
Mm.
Well, when she told me about this whole situation, that's what set me off because I'm like, you used to get mad at me for being in a gang.
Yeah.
You used to get mad about me doing all of these things. And this is what you go for? Let me show you what a gangster is. Like, let me show you. Just because I changed my life, like, let me show you what a real gangster does. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah.
And then I get threatened with, well, you better be careful because he's a gangster. So be it. May the best man win.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she was cashing checks that she shouldn't have, maybe.
Mm.
Right?
Mhm.
She's telling somebody about she's trying to scare me, but you don't scare me. I've walked in the face of death time and time again.
Mhm.
And by all glory to God that I'm still here.
Yeah.
Right? Ain't nobody
100%.
else getting that credit because of the story that I have to tell. Here it is. Right? So I pull up to the house. Call me crazy, call me whatever you want. but I knew what I was signing up for. You told me he was a gangster. You said this, you said that. I pull up, I'm ready. The house is dark. First thing I'm thinking is, you know what's going on inside that house.
Yeah.
Their cars are here.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody here. People, if you open your eyes to God, and not even just your eyes, but open your heart to God, he'll speak to you. And I mean that with all of who I am. And I had a brand new house. I had 40-60 custody of my children. I had a flourishing business. I had money in the bank. I had overcome addiction. I was 16 months clean and sober at this time.
Yeah.
I had overcome addiction. I had overcome everything.
You made it.
But the one thing that I never expected to have fall apart like that was that relationship.
Yeah.
And the devil knew how to sneak in, creeped in, and destroy. And for that split second where I was going to walk around the house to go do some finding out what's going on,
yeah,
God told me, there's an angel on the one side. He said, just walk away. You know the truth now.
Yeah.
Okay, she's with somebody. You see it. Walk away. Right?
Yeah.
And then the devil, that quick. You're a gangster. You didn't come this far just to turn around and walk away.
Yeah.
You know something's going on in that house. You did not just come here to walk away from that. That ain't you.
Remind them. Yeah.
This dude right here,
Yeah.
I've been listening to him for 30 years. You know what I mean? I'm 38 years old. This is who I not give my life to, because this is who I'm giving my life to, right? And it's funny as I'm sitting here talking about this, pointing to it, because that's what I was fighting with inside. God, I didn't hear God for that split second. And I walk around, no. Call it what you want. I was ready for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I open up a window, and there she is in a bra, covered in a blanket. There he is, climbing off the bed, picking his pants up.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I got a gun. There I am with a gun. I've already been convicted for this, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I pull out the gun and I start shooting. I threw a piece of my life away over that. Right?
Yeah.
42 months of it.
Yep.
I walked away from the situation. Ended up getting locked up a couple months down the road. Cried over it, broke over it, lost the house, lost the business, lost everything. She ended up back with the dude, all of that, whatever. I'm okay with all of that, right?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, because in life, when you ask God for strength, he puts you through fights that make you stronger.
Yeah.
When you ask God for wisdom, he helps you see things that are going to hurt you so bad that they make you wiser, right? That's what happened. I got stripped of everything. I didn't get to see my kids no more. I just lost this house. And that's all materialistic stuff. But when you work hard for that, that matters, right? So now I'm back now I get locked up. I'm in prison. Now the life that I stepped away from, I'm now
right back in it.
Right? And luckily, who I was preceded me to where the homies had me with open arms.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
My pride didn't want to say that I was not in a gang no more. I was a gang member. I've been a gang member my whole life. Everybody knows that. Right? So I'm not going to come to jail and say I'm not a gangster. So I go and I do this, but every day I'm waking up asking God for strength, for guidance to get me through this. Don't let me end up more like this. By the graces of God, the dude didn't die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd been out of trouble for over 15 years. So I had this crime-free gap.
Yeah.
So this shooting, even though that's what it was, that got me sent to prison, I was only looking at like 30 months.
Mm.
Because I got it pleaded down to 1 to 15, right?
Yeah.
Fought nail and tooth for that. And the whole time I'm thinking I'm going to get out fast, right? I get locked up. I got money. I'm like, shit, I'll be out before the sun touches the sky, as SPM says, right?
Yeah.
Because I think I'll make a bail. Nah, they deny my bail. Mm-hmm. They keep me in there. I got to get rid of everything. Get burned by my lawyer. You know what I mean? Emily Swanson's no good, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And so she takes $18,000 from me. Don't give me $1. Tries to mess my case up. Like, I had to put a bar complaint against her. But ultimately, I'm sitting in jail, not getting out. I'm stuck there and knowing that God brought me this far for what, right? For what? There had to be a bigger picture.
Yeah.
I start praying. I start staying focused. Next thing you know, I'm running a prayer circle in Weber County Jail. Dudes are pulling up, and I'm praying like I mean that, right?
Yeah.
Like here I am now stuck in this. I'm torn between two things: this gang life that I've known, but I'm also a father, and I'm going home to my kids. When? I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm going. This ain't gonna be my lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So I fought that case for 28 months before I finally just was exhausted, done.
Yeah.
Lawyer after lawyer after lawyer to turn around with a public defender who's like, you're going to prison on a fight of life unless you take this plea deal.
Ugh.
So I get there and I program. Like I'm not turning any of this time that I'm down right now into something dumb.
Yeah.
I'm not getting high. I'm gonna handle business if that's what has to happen.
Yeah.
You already know. I'm trained to go, so it's whatever.
But you're going to do your best to continue to move forward and not. It's a setback because of the situation. You're going getting locked back up again, but I'm gonna use it to my advantage and continue to grow.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. And so while I was in there, so she left. She ended up with, because we was still in a distorted relationship, right?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing my kids, getting talked to them very minimal.
Yeah.
I'm not really talking to them. I'm reading self-help books and I'm getting understanding because the books that are being presented to me are everything I need to know. And I'm just trying to get out, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking to these cops like I was successful, I was this, I was that. Matter of fact, I just came from the gym this morning and the cop was like, the CO was like, I was like, what's up, man? Like he was like, you're out. Like, I'm out.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, that's good. I'm so happy to see you out. I'm like, don't even trip, bro. Like,
yeah,
I got a business open already.
I was ready for this.
I've got my CDL. Like when I told you when I was locked up that I was changing, like that I'd been changed, you'll see that, right?
Yeah.
I didn't go to prison and find God. I already had him, right? I just kept him by my side to ensure that I was going to get out.
Yeah.
And I wasn't hiding behind God because I don't have to hide behind God. He stands beside me, right? And my actions are going to prove that.
Yeah.
My sobriety is going to prove that. I was torn between being Casper and Billy.
Yeah.
This is somebody I've been my whole entire life, right? Billy is also. And I knew that this guy needed to be left behind in the past, right?
Yep.
But his story needs to be shared.
Yeah.
Because this guy right here, he was a good man. He was cool in the gangbanging aspect.
Yeah.
But that's not the life we're trying to get to. When I sat back and I told people while I'm locked up, I remember a couple of those dudes walked up like, yo, I want to get rushed in. And I'm like, shit, don't ask me.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. They're like, you're the big homie. What are you talking about? I'm not going to. If I had a homie tell me what I'm telling you right now, G, who knows where I'd be at? And of course I'm here.
Yeah.
Over some dumb shit.
Yeah.
But if I had a homie tell me that this is what life entailed, this is not what I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look at this picture. You see that picture of that house?
That's real shit for you to do that, bro.
Yeah.
In those moments, to speak some real shit to them and let them know.
Yeah.
Like that's real shit.
Homie, because some people could take that in the wrong way, right?
Yeah.
But my homeboys know. My distortion is I'm going to always be there for them. But at the same time, I want better.
Yeah.
I want better. I want better and I want to give better, right?
I want to show that there's better out there.
Yes.
There's another way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not glorifying the shooting.
Not at all.
I'm not glorifying the gang relation situation that this all boiled down to. Because let me tell you, truthfully, that was a crime of passion. Okay, that shit exists. There was nothing that was going to stop me from doing something stupid.
Yeah.
But because of who I was, the state and the city made it gang related. So now I'm here doing this and I don't want this.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want to give glory to these things, right? I want to be who I am today. Then
Yeah.
How do you do that when you broke the law and you ended up in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now all I could do is be real about who I am,
Yeah.
and show up as that guy.
That's right.
And that's what I did, bro. And I rode that wave for 42 months. And my homies loved me, and they accepted and respected it, because I caught cases in the county.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mind you, the parole board tells me, Mr. Erskine, you sound confused right now. They're like, you got this guy who's catching fighter lives in the county. You were in here for shooting somebody, and then you're talking about how you can't wait to get home to your children.
Yeah.
What's wrong here? And I'm like, you see those walls? What happens on the other side of those walls? You make the wrong decision, you might not go home.
Yeah.
Right? That's all I'm telling the board. I don't need to speak nothing more than that, right?
Yeah.
It ain't my place to let out some of the secrets that happen in that place. That's not what I do.
Yeah.
Okay. But I have to act accordingly to get myself home.
Yeah, there's a certain way that you gotta live.
You have to. You have to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
One thing that tripped me out is when I first got to prison and I was sharing the word with somebody. He was a gangster who just got done doing a life sentence, and he was back on a PV. And he told me the two things you don't talk about in prison is politics and religion.
Yep.
And I thought, no wonder why this place is falling apart.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No wonder why. Because you can't speak of God. That's not cool.
Yeah.
Right? So I still did my thing, bro. And all my homeboys knew that.
Mm-hmm.
They all know what's up with me. They let me do that, right? I wasn't preaching the word to nobody. I wasn't doing all of them things.
Yeah.
I'm not some guy who just, it's all like I'm overzealous of being a Christian.
Yeah.
No. I'm spiritual. There's a difference between that and religion. Okay?
For sure. 100%.
And I'm spiritual because I found God. I don't get high. I don't do drugs because I want to be a dad.
Yeah.
I stepped away from the gang life because I realized what being a man was about.
Yeah.
Right? And with that being said, if there's anybody who can hear this story and it resonate with them, please understand that as long as you fight for what you want, you're going to get it.
Yeah.
You're never going to fail.
You won't lose.
No, we don't fail in life.
No.
You either learn a lesson or you give up.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I'm a lesson learner.
Yeah.
You know
and it's crazy turning that mindset, switching that mindset, right? Because before, in like active addiction or whatever it may be, like it's easy to fall victim and not look at it as these are lessons. It's just my life, man. Like it is what it is. Like this is what I am. So to flip that mindset, and I take it back to that moment of clarity when that mindset flips and you start to look at these things as lessons and not a way as an excuse to go run around and get high, throw everything away. So that's so dope just to see and hear that mindset switch like that.
Yeah. And that's the hope that I want to bring to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of this, as I know that our time's coming to that, I just want to be able to tell people that change is possible. Right?
100%.
Less than 120 days ago, I was in prison. I was having spreads with the homies every weekend and doing what I had to do.
Yeah.
But here I am now. I've been out for 4 months. I went to the coolest concert recently with one of my friends. She's a girl. It was a Brandon Lake concert, Christian concert. It was the coolest thing. 10,000 people worshiping God.
That's cool.
Like, if you're not ready to find God or give your glory to God, that's fine, right? But find a reason why.
Find what works for you.
Yeah. Find a reason why that addiction is worth curbing.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's your children, whatever it may be, find that.
Yeah.
Because it's worth it.
And I would say not only that addiction, but from your story, a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Yeah. And be an example of what things can be, while still like being you and being the big homie and showing a good way. You know what I mean? But still having that respect. Straight up. And still being a man about this shit.
Being a man about it.
So that's what's up, man.
Yes.
I really appreciate you coming on here and sharing your story.
Thank you.
I know it will help a lot of people, and it will reach the right people that need to hear it. And not only is change mandatory, but like you said, change is possible.
Yes.
It's there for all of us. It's right there.
Yes.
We all know how to do it. We all can do it. And with that, we thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. If you'd like to help support the show, you can go to evolveandprosperapparel.com or go follow us on our social media links that are on our YouTube page. And until then, thank you. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
God bless.